Time for us to talk WNBL now, and those of you watching the game of the week yesterday are probably still scratching your heads wondering how on earth the Dandenong Rangers beat the Melbourne Tigers. Behind all game, the Rangers came back to win by 1 point, and Rangers star Penny Taylor joins us this morning to talk about the game. Penny, welcome.
Thank you.
What happened? How on earth did you think you were going to come back in that one?
Well, to tell you the truth, no. It was sort of, everyone wrote us off with about a minute to go, and anything can happen, as we learnt last week against the Perth Breakers. We were 8 points up with about a minute and a half to go and ended up losing by 1. So we knew it wasn't over, and yeah, the girls just did a great job to come back and 1 point.
And I guess it's something that you can put in the back of the mind in future and say, well, even if we are down 6 points in the last minute, we can always win. So it must be great for the future as well. Oh,
it is. It was a great learning experience for us. That's just what we can do. We know that the game's not over till the siren goes, and now that we know that, we'll certainly keep that in mind.
Now, personally speaking, 7 points, 2 rebounds yourself, but you played just 19 minutes, a knee injury. We're going to have a look at it now as to what happened on Friday night. Take us through it. How bad was it, or what happened here?
It wasn't the most graceful of falls, I don't think, but I just landed right, as you saw, right on my knee there, and I think it's just a lot of bruising and a lot of swelling, so yeah, I'm not quite sure how I managed it.
And how has it come up this morning? Is Mark going to give you the week off training now?
I don't know about the week, but hopefully once the swelling goes down, it should be okay. I'm walking better on it now, so it's good.
Now, you were part of that successful AIS team last season, which so much was written about. Now, Lauren Jackson, Kristen Veal went to Canberra, Desiree Globitz to Sydney, others elsewhere. Why did you choose the Dandenong Rangers?
I think it was a tough choice, coming out of the AIS and being in such a great team. I wanted to go into a great team and do well again. I think it just worked out to be the best position for me at Dandenong. Playing wise, I want to get out and play in the guard position, and that's where I could do it the best.
How much did Mark Wright, being the coach, contribute to your decision, Penny? I know that many people in WNBL talk very highly of Mark and his attitude towards the game.
Yeah, he's a great coach, very enthusiastic, and I think that enthusiasm just sort of grabbed me a little bit, and I wanted to get into somewhere where there was a lot of hype, like everyone was enjoying the game, and I think I went into I made the right choice by going in with Mark, yeah. And
Ray, you would have come up against Mark in your playing career, wouldn't you? He was a hard-nosed character.
Oh, look, I modelled my game on Mark. He got out there and he just went for it, and he definitely a competitor, great player too, and obviously gone into the coaching and doing very well.
Yeah, that would be a match-up you'd pay big money to watch now. Ray Gordon, Mark Wright.
Well, let's take in some of the highlights from Friday night's game. And Penny, the Tigers really got plenty of offence out of their tall players, Kristen Focal and Sam Tomlinson, not just from inside the lane, but outside as well. Focal had 24, Tomlinson 20. They were really hot, weren't they?
They were definitely on fire. Sam had a great game, and Kristen Focal's come into the league and just done a really good job from what I've seen, and yeah, they had big games.
What about the Rangers yourself? Kelly Lemez moving into the team this season. There's been plenty of changes. Emily McInerney, obviously the former Tiger, coming in as well. But you seem to give yourselves a genuine chance of being there deep into the postseason.
Oh, definitely. The way the league is this season, everyone has a chance to be there at the end of the season in the Final Four. Those girls coming from the other teams, especially playing against the Tigers, they were set to go out and have a good game there against the Tigers, and I think we did a good job.
Penny, take us inside the Rangers camp heading into this game. The preparation, local derby game, Dandenong, Melbourne, big Tigers influence on that Rangers team. Did you feel it step up a little bit?
I think everyone was really prepared for the game. I don't know, I think everyone expects there to be a lot of rivalry between those girls, but, there's nothing vicious in there. Sure. Everyone just wants to get out and have a good game, and obviously we wanted to win, and everyone was switched on at the start of the game.
What about playing alongside a veteran like Lucille Hamilton? Must help you as one of the younger players in the league?
Yeah, definitely. Lucille's great. She leads us really well, and being the captain, she's always, giving us the experience of her years, and we really appreciate that.
Well, as we saw here, a remarkable situation, down by 5 points with just over 30 seconds to go. The Melbourne Tigers certainly did have their chances. They score here, they're 4 up with just 24 seconds to play. The Rangers, as you believe, come down and what else? Hit a 3. Then Dandenong foul Melbourne Tiger Christy Harrower. She goes to the free throw line to try and seal it for the Tigers. Let's pick up the closing stages of this one.
This week from Phoenix in the WNBA. Pressure on Harrower.
And she's missed it.
She's missed them both. Dandenong can win the game. Can you believe this? Jade Hyatt can go all the way.
Oh my God,
against the former club.
Believe this.
Now Harrower to try and win it to Simpson. The hander.
Gonna shoot.
They lose it. I don't believe it. The Rangers with the biggest steal since Ronnie Biggs.
And it was a steal, wasn't it? Dandenong home by one. Their only lead, aside from those last 4 seconds, was when they hit the first basket of the second half. But the Tigers again took control. Emily McInerney, the former Tiger, along with Lucille Hamilton, each had 16 points to lead Dandenong. Kristen Focal 24 and Sam Tomlinson 20 for the Tigers. Let's check the scores now from the other matches played this weekend. On Friday night, Sydney had a huge second half to inflict Adelaide's first loss this season, winning 58-43. The Flames then completed the double last night, beating Perth 65-51. Susie Batkovic scored 25 points, and Bulleen just getting by the AIS 68-61. Alison Tranquilli with 24 points. So it leaves the WNBL ladder looking like this, a three-way tie at the top. Bulleen, Canberra and Adelaide all at 3 wins and 1 loss. Dandenong round out the top 4 at 3 and 2. Down the bottom, Melbourne have never started a season this badly in their history, 0 and 4. The AIS also without a win to this point. Week 4 concludes today with a match at Tuggeranong in Canberra. The Capitals hosting Bulleen, tip-off 2 o'clock local time. The bad news is the 2 stars, Lauren Jackson and Michelle Timms, won't be playing. Jackson broke a bone in her hand after a training mishap on Thursday. She could miss several weeks. Timms has a bruised knee, is hopeful of returning next week. And our broadcast game for you next week is the big one from the Superdome in Sydney. The Flames against the Lightning, meeting again after doing battle on Friday night, this time though on Sydney's home court. So a chance for Adelaide to extract some revenge. Penny, they're 2 teams that we know are going to figure in the end of the season, aren't they?
Definitely. They've always been there, coming right up to last year, and it's going to be a great battle.
And what about the thoughts on your former teammate Lauren Jackson? She's sort of taken the basketball world literally, hasn't she, by storm?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Well, we always knew that was going to happen. She's an amazing player, and I'm glad that I had the chance to play with her in the AIS.
And just finally, who's going to win today in that big one between Bulleen and Canberra?
Oh, I don't know if I can pick a winner there. Again, it's going to be a really even game.
You just don't want to offend anyone, do you?
Exactly.
Well, Penny, look, best of luck for the season ahead. Also, obviously, with your Opal squad trials and everything else, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Penny Taylor from the Dandenong Rangers joining us this morning. Big weekend in WNBL.